Robbie, can you just talk about, this week and the lead into a Champions Cup final, and it's kind of hard to treat this week just as a normal week, really, or do you try to do that? I mean, given what's at stake, to be the number one team in Europe this coming Saturday.
No, it's a different week for everyone in the club, and yeah, it has to feel like that to everyone, and it does really. You come into work today, and just from the energy in the building that it's a special week, and all, I suppose, the hard work that's been put in over the last year or so, it comes to, it's all in aid of this, of getting to here. So it is a special week, and us as players and staff, we need to drive it as a special week as well.
Are there things that you've learned over the last number of years that can help you this week in terms of preparing for a game? Because it's so important that you don't kind of overthink the week or try and play the match in your head early on, and you'll be kind of mentally and emotionally exhausted by the time you even get off the plane in Marseille.
Yeah, that's a good point. Certainly from being in finals before, where we've won and where we've lost, you need to really, be nailed on in the week in terms of making sure you get all those kind of external things done. For example, likes of tickets and not worrying about things like that later on in the week. That's a big thing that we worry about. We get out of the way early, and then focusing on ourselves and making sure we're all we're doing our job, and we're thoroughly focused on putting in the best performance we can do on the weekend, and just making sure that collectively we're there and we're ready, and we're not, I suppose, we're not off by the time we hit the field on Saturday, because a lot of thoughts can go into thinking about a final and stuff like that. But again, it's a great place to be in as well. So you have to really enjoy it.
And how do you lock out the kind of external, I won't say noise, but even from your friends and your family? And I know people will say you're in the bubble, and you try and sort of pull tighter together if you can in a week like this. But this is a huge opportunity for Leinster Rugby, for everybody associated with all your pals, people that you knock around with all the time. I mean, how do you try and kind of stay away from it, for want of a better phrase? I mean, you can't stay in the zone between all the way till Saturday at 9 o'clock or whatever time it's going to finish up.
Keep your phone on airplane mode, I think, for the week would be a good way. I know, I'm joking. I think it's great. You have to really cherish the support that we have here in Ireland, and I suppose the support that's going to be travelling over to Marseille. I know it's going to be a massive sea of blue there when we arrive to the stadium. So I think you have to cherish it as well, and you enjoy that part of it, that we have such a good support base here in the country, and that they will travel for us. But I think you kind of put that. I think for me personally, I kind of say thanks a million. Say by Wednesday it'd be a cut off. Wednesday or Thursday would be a cut off, and then I focus on getting back to people after the game. So I'm sure everyone has their own individual process, but it's definitely about you get back to everyone kind of after the game.
And just a final question: can you talk about La Rochelle and what you're expecting from them? Given the fact that you're two big heavyweight teams, if you like, going head to head with each other.
Yeah, no, listen, we've had a good look at La Rochelle, and we know them quite well this time around. Obviously, what they've done all year, top seeds in the competition, really big, powerful team, and really good at really good gameplay and game style. So I think we need to be ready for, I suppose, that physicality, be ready for their kicking game and their threats around the breakdown. But no, credit to La Rochelle, they've been outstanding all year, and finalists last year. To do it, to get to the final the second year in a row it's not an easy thing to do. So credit to them, and we're going to be faced with a tough task.
Thanks, Robbie. Have a good week.
Cheers, Mike.
Robbie, how are things? Bernard here, Virgin Media. How are you?
Hi, Bernard. Good now, and you?
Good. Robbie, what would it mean? Obviously you're looking for your fifth. The club are looking for their fifth European title this weekend. What would it mean to Leinster as a club in terms of where you stand in Europe to win that fifth European title?
I think it means everything, Bernard. It's it's what we sit down at the start of the year, and it's our goal. We set our goals, to achieve this and to get here. But it's looking back in previous years, we've come up short the last couple of years, and we're eager to do it this time, and everyone is. So I think it's huge for the club. The history of this competition. It's such a special competition. To win. So hopefully, come Saturday we'll be there. But it's a massive week for everyone, and there's a really good sense of excitement and nerves and buzz around the place. So it's brilliant.
I think it's 3 years now without a European trophy. Is that too long for Leinster? Are you due one this weekend?
We'll do our best to make sure we can win it. Definitely there's hunger in the group to 3 years has been a long time, especially throughout what everyone's been through the last couple of years. It feels longer nearly. So I think for us, massively excited, and we'll give it our best on the weekend as always.
And a final one for me, does the fact that the match is in France and you're playing a side coached by Ronan O'Gara change anything this week?
No, not really. It's I suppose we have that experience from playing La Rochelle away last year. Now it was an empty stadium, but again it was down in south of France and it was warm. There's a lot of similarities. So no, we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be. I know they'll have a big travelling support as well. We'll be faced with a bit of a different conditions to what we're used to here at home. So we'll be ready to adapt to those conditions.
Great stuff. Thanks, Robbie. Best of luck.
Cheers.
Hi, Robbie. Michael Glennon here.
Hi, Michael.
I just maybe to kind of follow on one of Bernard's questions there, and it has been a little while since you've won it, and with a team with such talent and the various ways in which you have lost out over the previous 3 years, is there kind of a frustration that can be channeled into a performance this week? Does that form any part of the talk, especially among the senior players, about the two Saracens defeats, and maybe this team should have more than the one star they have from 2018?
I think we, as a group, we've done a lot of learning over the last 3 years. We've looked back and we've looked at where we've come up short. And I suppose we've done the learning now. That's the chat. We've done our learning, and now it's time to take action and make sure we don't have to go through another year and say we'll have to learn more lessons. So fingers crossed we'll do it this week, and that experience, I suppose, against playing those big sides, the Saracens, the La Rochelle, and I think we have that experience in the past, but it's going to be a different ball game this weekend, and we know that, so we need to be really on it.
Have you ever had a season like this before, with so many different things coming off the back of a Lions tour, injuries, coming in and out of the Ireland team as well? So, and I don't know what your form has been up and down. Your form very consistent when you did get a run. How do you think you're going this year in comparison to other seasons? Where do you see your game?
Yeah, it's been a good season, good finish to the season for me personally. It's kind of what I've aimed for. Start of the season, and then in and out kind of mid-season. So yeah, listen, it's kind of how I visualised the end of the season for me going, is to finish strong. So fingers crossed again that happens, and stay injury free. There's a lot of games coming up, and it's where you want to be as a player in those kind of knockout games. You want to be here, and you need to cherish it.
Good luck in Saturday.
Robbie, hi, it's Ali here. Just a quick one on the kind of remarkable cohesion and synchronicity about everything that you do at the line. Just give us a flavour of how hard it is to make that happen, to pull it off at high speed in a high pressure environment?
Yeah, it is tough in a high pressure environment to, yeah, as you said, to pull off things at the line. But I think it goes into your preparation, and you do it, doing it consistently in training definitely makes it easier in games. So, you learn in training by not doing it well or making errors, and learning from those errors I think is key. So that kind of that unfolds onto the pitch, and then it makes it easier when you do learn, and you can make those kind of decisions in the heat of the battle.
Perhaps this is an obvious point, but how big a difference does it make the fact that you have so many of the same personnel operating with Ireland as well as with Leinster?
Yeah, it makes it far easier because again, dealing with players day to day, both in club and then going into national camp, you just know people better. You know their traits, you know what they want, from you as a player. So it's about those little kind of relationships you have on and off the field goes a long way to having success on the pitch. So definitely, having that luxury of having a lot of players in Leinster and Ireland, it helps me as a player.
When it's working, Robbie, does it just feel very, very natural? Does it feel instinctive? Does it feel kind of almost telepathic?
It does. I suppose the communication is huge as well. Communication around you makes your decision making easier. So when you have guys chatting, I know it can be hard in a packed out stadium to hear at times, but definitely the communication, the body language, things you've seen and repped before in both in games and in training, that makes things a lot easier, and it makes things flow as well.
Sorry, apologies. I was just asking if it's kind of like having to have a lot in your head. Is it almost like needing to have that NFL playbook, really clear at the front of your mind as to exactly what you're going to pull out of the bag at any given moment?
Yeah, I'd say that's more for the tens. They're more similar to your quarterback in the NFL with their playbooks and how they call the plays. But yeah, it's for everyone. It's having those plays, the importance of knowing your detail, knowing your role, doing your job for the team to achieve success, I think is imperative. So definitely everyone's individual responsibility within their plays and their jobs is huge.